everyone, not just music podcast, again in the building. Blessings to all that continue to come and hang out and listen to what's going on here. Learn some things, take some things with you. How's everything on this Wednesday, sir?
Everything's good. Everything's good. Good. How's everything on that end?
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, as been doing, answering questions and continuing to answer questions that will be a thing for a little while here, just to give insight to those who haven't been around. It's been a lot of studio commitment going on here for those who are on the track of studio, who are already in the track of studio, whoever's needing this. This is what this is about. A lot of things that we talked about have covered from everything from recording yourself to going to studios, talking independent studio talk, different types of ways to get the music out. Good handfuls of stuff. One thing I did not bring up, and this part could have actually went along with budget, but in a sense, it really doesn't go with budget because the question did come up, uh, the money aspect. This is something that I'm asking for you to believe in, and that's yourself. Firstly, let's start there. I think this young man was probably 13 years old to ask the question. When he gets to the point where he's graduating, he's in a field of what he wants to do musically. I think he said, it might could have been she. I think they were saying, basically asking the question, like, how should I set my prices? And I think she was saying like a music therapist or something to that nature. Basically, deal with, you might go to the links of she may be a guitarist, a singer, and she goes to like I want to say nursing homes, maybe hospice, maybe those type of situations. Somebody who has cancer, she may play the guitar, sing to them, during those moments, while they're there. I'm thinking that's kind of like what the nature of what it is that they do. But they ask the question, how should I set my prices? One of the things I've looked at, especially when it comes to the nature of what you do, you have to be fair in the sense of your beginning. What is your? There's a lot of music therapists, but what is your bottom? What does it look like? What makes your therapy different from the next, or more so? How do you pick that? Between you and somebody that's been doing this for 15, 20 years. The person that's been doing this for 20 years could probably, y'all may have the same skills, but the nature of the experience, and I'm not even saying the experience of saying longevity, the experience in knowing how to communicate with, different clients and different people and different needs. That would be one of the biggest things you would have to think of immediately, like your portfolio. What is your portfolio bring in a sense where is it needed? What's needed from a person? It could be something simple. So the thing is remaining in a space to understand that your price could be negotiable, especially starting off. Just to you have to gather yourself as something, as a being in the music situation, or yours is music therapy. You have to think a little differently. You have to set yourself in a different mindset to others. So I'm gonna ask you, did you kind of get what I was basically, answering or asking the question. It's a question that was asked, basically asking to whether how should they set their prices because they want to be a music therapist. And basically, being in music therapy, it's a bunch of different type of music therapists, but I think the nature of what they're going for is they'll probably be like one of the ones that go into like, those people that's in the time of need, cancer. It could be something terminal, they're about to die, those type of situations. And they was asking like, what, how should I set my prices when I graduate, or that's the type of question it is. So what I gave my insight on it slightly. What do you feel? Just it isn't perfect. Just give your advice.
Well, in that particular situation, to the young lady that asked that question, that's a great question. The field that you're in plays a factor in the pricing, I would say. Like you may get more customers than the average music artist that's just aiming to go on tour, for example. I just be mainstream. It's more money or more clients in the field that you're in. So I would not try to hit them over the head with prices. What I would do if I was you, I would try to make a fair price for you, firstly, and for the people that you're doing this therapy with. Because the thing that you should be thinking about is quantity. Like, you can get a rack up a lot of customers also providing great quality that may want you to just keep coming back, coming back. So you're making a lot of your income based off probably the same customers, based off, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to think that's more of a vulnerable situation, like people needing that help in that situation that you would be given. So as an artist, if I was you, I would think, like try to be reasonable with the money, look out for yourself and also them, and think of the bigger picture. Like, okay, I just want to get as many customers in this as I can. As long as you got the customers, you're gonna stay paid. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't really think high money with that situation. You know what I'm saying? In your situation, I would think quantity. I would think just trying to get the customers, as much customers as you could, with a reasonable price, you know what I'm saying, and provide great quality, and you'll be taken care of. That's my opinion on that.
So, next thing, in same senses, this is the part what I was speaking of originally, in the nature of the budget of a situation and how important we've talked about things of budget being a mental aspect. So there's another piece of the budget that is a piece of the mental aspect that you have to figure on your own. And this is not a question that I would like to even answer because of, let me explain. The case of when I was speaking on when you spend money on studio time, you spend money on a studio, or however the case it be, you're wrapping yourself into that budget situation. Now, if you're the type of person that doesn't want to record yourself, you don't have to record yourself. Just understand that when you go to a studio, you might want to find a studio that is advanced and understands the knowledge of what it takes to get a song, finished, completely polished, put together. I've seen a lot of people along my years of coming up in this studio thing. I don't want to say like they're called shade tree producers or shade tree, recording engineers, but that's what you kind of ran into sometimes. And they could understand how to record, but they might not understand the whole process of making the complete polished sound. So this is something that I want to not say that I wouldn't encourage it. I would encourage it, but let me tell you what I would do. For the case of understanding it, go back and look at some of the videos that, especially the last episode, really more so containing the file preparation, files, and things of that nature that are needed from a recording session, that would be very important to have because of the nature of what you need. Now, let's start with the situation of what I was saying, the budget and how you implement the money into this. Now, this is the thing where it's a risk for some. Because some are thinking about this as a risk, bro. And I'm just throwing it at you. Some look at this as, well, I don't want to spend it to, on a recording session, or I don't want to spend it on anything to do with a mixing session, or I don't want to buy any beats or anything like that because, I just don't know. Now, for me, I'm going to say this. If you feel like you just don't know, this isn't the avenue for that type of mentality. If it was really a thing of risk or risky or risking a situation to get somewhere, this is what it's about. Like,
Well,
and
let me
if
ask you
you
something.
take
Can
it,
I ask you something?
yeah.
So, okay, I'll give a situation like me.
Mm-hmm.
Mine. Okay. Independently, doing this independently, as we stated before. Uh, single man working, and a lot of responsibilities and stuff like that. Like everybody. Okay, I got a website that manages the products that I've created over the years.
Uh-huh.
Because it's a lot of artists, and this is a question. It's kind of a statement and a question. So, as an artist, I have built this portfolio for over years. You know what I'm saying? Hard work, earned money, all that. And as an artist, my goal is to nurture and cherish and take care of the things that I already have and keep that relevant today via website. That's one example. Website, I came out around 300 something dollars for a website. You know what I'm saying? My annual subscription that came up last month, I believe, or this
Mm-hmm.
month. So it's like that money, and I'm going to get in detail. That money was actually for a recording session. Yeah, it was going into some situation that I had musically.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say to an artist like, because it might be an artist out there that has a lot going, like, but a lot of people look at them as lazy or her as lazy if they don't put that money on that recording studio or that recording session or that beat, but not knowing what they have that they're producing and putting money into their craft daily or monthly or yearly. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think people don't see that part. And I like, some producers or just some people in the music, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think they understand that part? Especially as a solo artist and knowing, the trials of just living life and then trying to manage all they have independently, plus going into the studio. Do you think music people could have some grace for these artists? And what's the tips of somebody put in that situation like mine? Like, what would your advice be for that?
The if and this is, I just go from a situation like this. I give it in a personal way.
Uh-huh.
So if I'm the artist, right? And this is
Uh-huh.
something that, and this is not even, this is speaking from an inexperienced artist mentality. I'm not going to speak from like how I feel like now. I'm going to speak from,
Right.
I go back to like when I was in my early situation of the music.
Right.
So one thing I figured then was this craft can do two things to you. And one of the hardest things in this craft is the part where you're being able to dedicate your time to it. And I'm gonna give you a good hard example of who I know taught me this. So, nobody has the ability to see the future. Let's just say that firstly. Nobody has the
Right.
ability to see the future.
Right.
And not being able to see the future causes this feeling inside of you. It creates like this fence, in a sense,
Right.
that
Right.
blocks, the common day, everyday, how you say like every day, the everyday lifestyle can run a race on your mentality because the
Yeah, you
case
talking
of
right now. Yeah. Yeah.
because the case of you're tuned into that. It's not your fault in a sense. It's just that's your mentality. That's your hustle. It becomes
That's
the
your
grind.
reality also, like
Yeah.
the day to day. You feel me?
This the
Yeah.
grind. That's simply put, that's the grind. You gotta you
Right.
go to work, you go do these
Right.
things, you have to those things manageably, like we were talking about a few episodes ago, manageably have to be done. You have to do that part. Like you said, get a job, content creators, right?
Right.
So
Right.
here's the part though. Here's the part where it can change things. Sometimes to me, and this is something that isn't saying that it's just you should do this. Because this is like what I was saying episode before last now. Sometimes a record deal may be the thing for you. And
You
I'm gonna
right.
speak
You're
openly. I'm gonna
absolutely
speak
right.
openly. I'm gonna speak openly. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, like I was getting ready to say, on the part of like, for me, if I was inexperienced, right?
Yeah.
There's a risk part to being an artist. Sometimes you have the hunger to be the artist, but you don't have the risk. Meaning fundably, the funds that are behind music and the industry aren't hidden for nobody. You talking about
Right.
billions, trillions of dollars. That's what's
Right.
behind music. Billions and trillions. So let me explain. The reason why there's billions and trillions is due to the nature of the movement of what music needs. Music cannot move unless there is money behind it. There's
Right.
no way to go around that part. Now, that's the part what I mean by risk. If you can't risk your daily life or your time and your energy to be able to dedicate that part, that money, that time, that effort to the music like it should be. Sometimes like we were talking like you was
Okay,
talking
so
about
what would
with
you my situation if I put it on a website that's dedicated to my music and my movie and what I got, the podcast, like what if somebody's doing it in that way, but they're not touching on, okay, they might not be doing a lot of songs or they might not be in the studio a lot, but their objection is to maintain also what they have and
which is
keep
the part
promoting it
which
also.
now see that part is where that's why I said the risk need to start coming in. So like for me, this is the one thing I see that's making the killing right now.
Uh,
People learning how to learning how to utilize their phones.
right.
Utilizing that's the first start where you can get a long way. So I'll give you an example. For me, if I have songs that I already have out, and this is something that I've done numerous of times, even when
Mhm.
just putting out beats.
Yeah.
So if I feel like this beat, if I feel like, okay, I really like this beat. Okay, I promoted it once 2 years ago. That's
Right.
when I first put it out, right? So, okay, well, maybe I don't feel like I promoted it to its fullest extent the last
Mhm.
time. So
Right.
I do a whole nother promo video. I create another video, create another slide, some other slides, another situation. And this is like I said, I'm just speaking from an inexperienced mindset now. For me, if I'm feeling like I was then when I was in like 2002, I was
Yeah.
about taking a lot of risk at understanding how to do things on my own.
Okay.
So learning how to do things on your own is gonna come with a mess now. It's not gonna look good. It's not gonna be pretty. It's not
Yeah.
gonna be, like what you might be used to seeing that's circulating around. It may not be that right away, But if
Yeah.
you have that vision in your mind, and this is
Yeah.
not, and that's, I'm speaking, like I said, inexperienced, because I didn't know anything. I'm just being honest.
Right.
Only thing I knew is I had a dream. And I'm going to tell you the person that changed my mentality was my cousin Reno. I don't know. I think I said this one time before. My cousin Adrian Johnson lives
Yeah.
literally across the street from my mom and dad. The house that's basically right in front of my mom and dad house. That's where
I
my
think I
cousin
met him
stays.
before. Oh,
Yeah.
during the
So,
recording session we had. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
this dude, I had such a hunger, I like, man, cuz I saw him making beats all the time. Like these different programs, it didn't matter what it was. He had the ASR10, beat machines, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I always saw him making music and making beats. But I'm like, what are you doing? How are you doing that? How are you getting it? I'm gonna tell you what he told me. He was like, I ain't gonna tell you. He was like, but I will tell you this. Learn how to quantize and you can go a long way. He said, once you figure how to quantize, it's gonna be on from then. And
Right.
it was just this, and I'm gonna give you a quick story to it. The reason why I say the hunger, the part where the part where you just want it to happen so bad, that part,
Yeah.
it's in you. I
Yeah.
know it's in you.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes you gotta light the fire on it sometimes to get
It's
it to
like
do
knowing.
something.
It's like. How can I put it? It's like.
What's going on? It's your boy Dewan Barino from Not Just Music Podcast. I have a very special offer for you guys via morelabs.com. If you're that type of person who loves to drink coffee, but you don't want to always drink coffee, or if you're the type of person that doesn't drink coffee at all, but needs a very much needed boost in the morning, we have something for you. Morning Recovery Supplement. It is very, very useful. It is very, very highly effective. Also, if you're the type of person that, you got drunk the night before and you wake up in the morning, you had that hangover, guess what? It works for you too. All right. So at the end of the day, if you head over there to morelabs.com, we have something set up for you already at checkout. All you have to do is enter the code NJMP and you will receive 25% off instantly. How about that? Can you beat that? Head over to morelabs.com, all right? Peace.
The battle of wanting to create versus the battle of trying to preserve what you already have created.
Yeah.
That's the battle that I'm dealing with. I'm sure it's a lot of people too, because and I think that mentality of where you come from, how you started, plays a role, because you realize how hard it was to get the connections, how hard it was to get that money for that, whatever it was, the movie, the song, you realize the struggle. You remember those times to when your website was just plain. You had nothing on that website. You know what I'm saying? And because you didn't have that movie yet, you didn't have them songs yet. Now you seeing something on that website and it's like, whoa, like I don't want to lose this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think the mindset of that, like knowing how hard it was and the connections and the money and, you know what I'm saying, not really knowing this and knowing that, but God's grace, God providing that for you, makes you want to hold on to what you have even more. You know what I'm saying? Keep that out
there you
there.
go. Now, see, there go the part right there. See, you just said exactly what I meant by the risk part of it.
Right,
You will go, your instincts will make you go a little bit farther when you feel like if there's an urgency.
I just need that with the other. I need that with the other part, the creating part. I already have it with it, and I still got that. Like you say, I got it. But go ahead. I'm sorry, bro. But it's a good conversation, though. Yeah, you helping me and you helping some people. Yeah,
that urgency part that you feel, that's very good. It's nothing wrong. That's the part of you that's like you want it, and the thing is, I feel like sometimes you overlook your own ability because you're so used to, and I'm gonna be honest, you're used to me doing it. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But there's a part of you that you don't know that already knows how to do everything that's going on. And I'm gonna give you an example. So for the sake of, You know how to record an episode
Right.
of a podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
You've already surpassed the fact of you're doing two things at one time. You're recording audio and you're recording video. You're overlooking your blessing already right there. That's two things that people can't do right there already. So let me give you an example. So for the sake of, just say this, and it's not saying for you to overlook your ability in any way. I mean, or underlook your ability in any way. But your eye,
I'm
the
taking
stuff
this
that you
all
see,
in.
eye, the stuff that you look at, the way that you visualize it, the way that you hear it, you can do all of that. It's just understanding the tools that you have and how to use them to make it look like that. Everything, like people look at what we got going on and can't believe it's just all off some cell phones. They feel as if it's like these high powered cameras, or it's the simplistic thing is understanding what you have and learning how to use it. Like my cousin said, you learn how to quantize. That's gonna take you across everything, every board on this music production thing, making beats, all of that stuff. It's gonna take you a long way, and I be doggone. Just by me learning how to quantize, changed the whole scope of how I started. Then I started like, okay, I know how to do this part. I know how to make beats. I can create them. Okay, well, let me understand how to make a sound, or how to create sounds, or how to record it and make it sound good next. Because those parts come with time. I'm sorry. It's just that's to be the best, to be the greatest at it. It just comes with time. We all have to go with it though. But the thing is that hunger that you keep, that you feel, that part where it's like, okay, you understand. Yes, you have to take
like
care of
that
yourself.
good song, like man, that motivate me when I hear "This Is True Love." Like when I hear that, I'm like, damn, I want to get in the studio and create another high R&B track. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like you that I use that as motivation, but I think I'm a little hesitant. That's why I was like, this is helping me and it's helping somebody else out there. But I'm not stingy. I'm not stingy in a way to where I'm not going to put anything into my brand. I'm putting money into my brand via website, via subscriptions when the songs are coming due. That's those urgents. I pay them like I pay my bills. Like, no, I need my website. I need my music on all these platforms. I need, I take care, I treat it like a baby. I treat everything of mine like respectfully. I treat it like, like I like value. Like this is mine.
That's good. That's what you're
I need to have that same attitude towards creating new. And I think that's what I'm working towards, trying to be okay with, still stick on what I have created, but also feel free enough to open up and create again. And this is why when you said labels, bro, it makes a lot of sense, because I see now a lot of those artists have that freedom to where they can just be like, you know what? Now I just want to be creative. Now I just want to get in the studio. Now I just want to do music. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to worry about business right now. I just want to do music. And then like you hear artists say all the time, like, no, I'm on tour right now. I'm not in recording mode right now. Once I get out tour, I'm hitting the studio. I would have loved to have that structure, but I'm working with what I have. You feel me?
I point out this. This is what I point out too.
Right.
This is something that y'all can do. This is why. So let's just say this, and this is another way to do this. The money part of it, and the way that you can spend the money, and ways that you can spend the money. This is one thing I want y'all to know. I'm gonna give away this cheat sheet one more time. This is a cheat sheet, so your music can stay here and run forever. After you die, your songs will still be in the system. Okay? This is something that y'all probably didn't know. Now, one thing you must realize, every good thing must come to an end. Every good thing must come to an end. But how can music live on? This is why I said I made the switch from TuneCore, which a lot of people are on TuneCore. A lot of people are on DistroKid now, and a lot of people are on through BandLab now. I see a lot of people are. There's a lot of different ones, but one giveaway to y'all: if y'all want your music to stay going and going and going and going and going forever, find the platforms that do that. How do you find the platforms that do that? I give away one because I just made the move. CD Baby. So even if I have a website, don't have a website, my songs will always be in circulation forever. I don't have to pay monthly. I don't have to pay member fees a year. None of that. One flat fee. The song is out for the rest of the rest of however long until however long is however long. So these are the things that I'm gonna point out, and the reason I'm gonna say that is find those things that are within a budget that suit what you need, but also keep what you value. So you want to keep what you value. You got to have value in yourself. You got to eat. You got to take care of family. You got to take care of things like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so website, bro. Website, dude. Is it a way you can do it? Question for the people too. Is it a way you can do that with a website? Or you always
there's no way. There's no way a website. Yeah, there's no way a website can live forever. What does live forever are certain. There used to be, and this is something that Google used to do. Google used to have to where you can blog, but they stopped doing Google Blogs a long time ago. Google Blogs are very free. And, blog sites that are going to be here forever are ones that you want to look into. Like you may have, the thing is you've dealt yourself enough into all these platforms that's out here. Facebook, Instagram, all this stuff lives on. All of that lives on. And
but you want to know the blessing also, we spoke on it before, the most crucial thing, the blessing of all this, and I tell any artist, the blessings that I cherish the most and I keep value to me or close to me is those files. As long as you got them files in your phone, in your possession, like you can use them things, take them anywhere. You feel me? Them files is important. Definitely. I learned that. Like, that movie file that I got, my movie, the music, whatever it is, I got them files. Guess what? I can always take them with me somewhere.
That's the beautiful part. This is the beautiful part of what I've been learning for the past 15 years, especially with, the way that things are changing now. This is something I offer too as well. If it's find this one thing in this one piece, at least one time a year, most have that. Let's just say income tax time, right? This income tax time has just came to an end, but people still getting money. If you can take a piece of some chunk of change and put it towards your music every year, it is, and it don't have to get to a point where it doesn't have to be every month, doesn't have to be every week. What you can do every week? I pointed out a lot. Blog your tail off. Blog as many blogs as you can blog if you can. But in the sense of the blogs that you're creating, make sure they're creative. Make sure they're not a mock-up of the last time. Just make sure that you're staying in a creative lane to where you're showing people the product or the item or the song in a different way than you did the last time. Because you never know which time that you're showing it, somebody is going to gravitate to it. So you have the work. Again, it take $200. You take that $200 and say, look, I'm going to get me a song mixed, mastered. There's still leases. Lease the beat. Don't feel like you can't lease a beat. Be honest with yourself. If the exclusive nature of a song you can't get with the exclusive nature of a song, lease it. Because it's still value behind lease. Most leases, some leases go up to, 1 million downloads. And a lot of us don't reach 1 million downloads on one song. So the objective is that if the case it be, yeah. And if the case it be, if the song becomes
keep that
popular,
urgency, like how I was, like like how you want to. Long as you have that urgency about your career, and you have that, and you put that up there with your livelihood, your bill, because like I said, I thought nothing twice about paying that website because you know why? Because the website is not the web. I'm not paying for the website. I'm paying for me. I'm paying like the brain. That's what I'm paying for. Everything that I've created, that is the website. What you
Mm-hmm.
have, you basically. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm investing. How I looked at it, that's me. You get what I'm saying? That's me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna spend money on me. You know
There
what I'm
you go.
saying? So
There you
like
go.
that's how you gotta
That's
look
the
at it. You feel me?
attitude. That's the attitude that you must have when it
I'm
comes
gonna spend
to
money
the.
on me before I spend money for the on them. You know, that's how
That's
your
the
objections should be.
objective.
Like, you gonna pay these bills. Yo, I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep my website regardless. I'm gonna keep this,
yeah,
like, cause this is where my product is at. This is me. This is where I
yeah,
show me. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, I
yeah.
have a
That's
name, Quincy Murdoch, you know, so it's like that's the
yeah.
way that, like you said, a mindset that you gotta have. And I feel like
The
all
urgency.
of us that have that mindset like that, long as if we're contributing, any artists out there contributing in any way, you might have not been in the studio, but you probably been putting money into that website. You've been putting money into buying instruments, forming a band, a clothing line you've been investing in that ain't took off yet. Whatever you're doing, if you're
That's
investing
the
in
part.
that, you're doing your part. And it's
That's the
all gonna
part.
click one day. It's all gonna click one day. And like I
That's the
said,
part. Yeah, that's the
that's
part you
it. The
remember. That's the
mindset.
part. That's the part you remember, and take that as your way of understanding that you're getting there. Now, it's not a race. Don't it's not a race. It's never been a race. But the opportunities of success come very fast and can be in and out of here before you know it. So just remember, and I'm gonna show something um next time we drop in video format. I just found something on here I really want to show y'all. But the sake of knowing this part what Q just brought up, basically, of understanding why urgency is a factor. I gotta show this video. And once I show you this video, you'll get a different understanding of why urgency and the way your mind thinks and how you pull on yourself in that urgent moment
I got personal
requires
on
you.
wax too, man. You learned the story behind. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you a
Yeah,
story. I'm telling the world a story. You know, but this is, I
yeah.
love saying this stuff because this is the trials and tribulations, the lifestyle of being a regular human and a business person. You know, this is
There
what
you
comes with
go.
it, and I think us talking about it will help others. You know what I'm saying? It will help others like way like a lot. So.
Yeah. And that part gets us is going to make what's how they call great. Just like people listening to this now, people wouldn't come here if it wasn't for the consistency and the urgency to put out
Right.
and to receive something because they see that it's active.
Like, we
So
gotta be, hey, we
consider
gotta make sure we shoot at 7. Oh, it's an urgency. I gotta make sure I'm set
it's the
up. I
same
gotta make
way.
sure we doing it. Yeah.
That's the
Right.
same method you
Right.
use for your own personal brand. You set a time aside to do something for yours. It don't take long to do it. It may take time to polish it, make it look good, make it sound good. That comes with it. But at the end of the day, the product and the ability and the consistency all come together in the end. You'll just get better and better at it in time. Don't overlook yourself and never make yourself be the one that's like, okay, should I? Yes, you should. Yes, you should. Should I go? Yes, go for it. Should I? Yes, just yes. Yes, yes to all of it. Don't ever,
And
don't ever.
having somebody in your team and crew that understand, like, I want to give you a shout out personally, Dewan, bro. Like, it's so much love, bro. Like, you push the urgency part, but you also push the patience and making sure it's right part. And
Yeah,
that's what you need, to have a lot of people in your corner that with that mindset. Like, yeah, let's get it done. but let's do it the right way
Do it
also
the
when we
right
doing
way.
it. And if it take a little bit more time, it's gonna take a little
Take
bit more
that
time.
time.
But the
There
thing
you
of it
go.
is, it's gonna happen. And that's
Yeah.
one thing about the wine. He might have told me a lot of times, like, yo, Q, it's gonna take some time. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take time, but it's gonna get done. And he
Yeah.
that the man, God forbid, everything that he said, it has came to light that I've done that and he's touched. So I can't deny him or question his ability or anything. You know what I'm saying? So get you some people like that in your corner too. You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. That and God. And you'll go a long way.
Right.
Cause I'm
Facts.
telling you, man, some people think
Facts.
like some people throw that at
Facts.
you and try to make it seem like, oh man, you can't you gotta do more than one person, or if you just have one solid person and one solid individual that knows what you want and can get the product done,
Facts.
there's nothing wrong with that understanding and keeping that
And you bro for
repetition
life, man.
coming.
I just want to put that on wax. You bro for life, bro. Like, you know what
Some
I'm
people don't
saying?
get
It's
it. I
all love.
appreciate it, and I'm
Yeah.
here for it. I'm here for the ride. I've been here for the ride. Let's say that. And
Right.
another
Right.
and another thing too is always remembering that y'all don't have to always put so much pressure on yourself. If you this will help us get to the end of this. You have to ask for help when it's time to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with that. Like the biggest stars in the world right now are asking for help. That's how they getting ahead. They're getting
Ooh.
way further ahead
Ooh.
because they're still
Ooh.
asking for help. But if you're
Right.
not gonna be the one to be willing to ask for help, how will you ever know that you can get to that next level or to that next phase without asking?
Mm.
So if that's the case, be that person to ask for help. Don't be a leech, and also learn from that help question. Don't
Right.
just sit there
Right.
and just be like,
Right.
oh, well, I'm gonna keep asking. I need $15. Can I get $15 more? Can I get $15 more? Can I get $15 more? Can I get $15 more?
You gotta
Can I
go
get
get
$15
it,
more?
man. You gotta go get it
Get
eventually. You
up
know what I'm
and
saying?
go get the $15, y'all. Don't. You saw what they
The
did. They
one
had to
you
do.
sent me in the right. You sent me in the right direction for a website. But what
Yeah,
would it do? What benefit would it be if I didn't keep it up? You sent me in the right direction and told me, Q, get a website. You set it up, did everything you could for me. Now, if I can't manage that, who fault is it? And that's just what,
that's
like,
it.
going into what you're saying.
That's
Learn
totally what I'm
from
saying.
what you're giving. You know what I'm saying?
There you
Learn from
go.
that and build
Don't
on it.
ever, yeah, don't ever feel like what if, especially if somebody gave it to you openly and they didn't, they didn't require anything back from it.
Facts.
Like
Facts.
those are the people
Facts.
that you want to keep around, because I mean that's
Facts.
how I learned so much just from people just giving. Yes, I went to school, but a lot of stuff I learned too, about 50% of the stuff I learned outside of school because I knew
Facts.
somebody that helped me.
Facts.
So again, if you're the person that's giving the help, remember, be in the right place too. Don't be the person that's just like, oh man, I ain't trying to. If you're that person, don't give no help. Just fall back. It's okay. Everybody ain't built to serve and give people things. It's okay to just be the person that can just play the sideline and just learn stuff and just keep growing. There's nothing wrong with that either. But if you're that
Right.
type of person it's in you to help and serve people, always remember to give it an open way. Don't give it in a closed mind way. Always remember to be open to it. And at the end of the day, keep God there and always ask him for help too, because he's the master of the plan. So when you're
Right.
planning,
Right.
remember to keep
Amen.
God and ask God, like, God, look, help me make this right decision. Help me to get
Amen.
past this. Help me to grow. Help me to understand this better. Help me to be able to retain this. All this stuff comes with time. But at the end of the day, once you start learning it, it'll make you more motivated. It'll make you more driven. It'll make you get on the grind harder. It'll make all that happen. So, until next time, we love y'all and as I said, keep God first. Autism community, I love y'all.
I love
Disability
you too. I
community,
love
I
y'all.
love y'all.
Love
Thinking
y'all.
about you consistently. And at the end of the
Love.
day, there's nothing that y'all can't do either. All right? Love, peace.
Peace.